Welcome to the Work Hard, Play Hard podcast. My name is Rob Murgatroyd, and I am a former doctor turned lifestyle entrepreneur. Each week, I interview some of the best minds on the planet on the science of achievement and the art of fulfillment. Today's episode is a mini-sode that we call Fri-Date with the Wife. In these mini-sodes, my wife Kim and I deconstruct the strategies that we've developed over the last decade to not only grow personally, but to turn our struggles into lessons and create fulfillment in all areas of our lives. Excuses are over. It's time to live. Let's dig into today's topic. Well, happy Fri-Date to you, my lovely wife, Kimberly Murgatroyd.
Happy Friday.
So here it is.
By the way, why do I sing? I'm like the worst singer, but I feel the need to sing Fri-Date like a jingle.
I feel pretty.
Oh, so pretty.
Today's episode is about the ways that we found to take your life to the next level by not playing small. The three things that you're going to learn are, number one, how the magic wand game can get you out of a rut. And by the way, isn't the magic wand the vibrator?
By the way, now I can't freaking think.
Magic wand. And number two, what your circle of influence means in your life. So we're going to talk about the three ways that we have leveled up our circle. And number three, the one key to playing bigger. So I remember exactly where I was when I was talking with Chris Harder.
Where were you?
So Chris Harder, for those of you that don't know, has a podcast called For the Love of Money. And we had a phone call. It was one of those moments where he kind of like takes a breath and he goes, you just don't play big enough. And I remember having this like visceral, emotional little girl reaction to what he was saying.
So you were equally turning into Godzilla and wanted to cry all at the same time.
Yes, exactly. Testosterone was going up and I was having my period all at the same time. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, you're not creative enough. You're not playing big enough. And you have so much more inside of you. And if I could be honest, you just need to level the fuck up. And I was so pissed. It was one of those moments where I knew he was right and I had to battle my ego because I trust him and love him so much that I knew that he was giving me exactly what I needed. And sometimes you need a punch in the face. And he is just the guy to punch in the face. He's actually punched me in the balls, but that's a story. That's a story for another time. So number one, we're going to talk about how the magic wand, there I said it again, can get you out of a rut. So tell me, Kim, what you mean by using your magic wand.
Okay, so first of all,
by the way, kids, I am teeing her up and trying everything that I could to make her blush.
And I'm sure it's working. So this is like going to go south so fast. I know it is.
Funny pun.
All right. So as kids, see, I took it right out for you. We have a really vivid imagination, right? Like my little girl today, she woke up. I said, what'd you dream about? And she had this whole thing about unicorns and what they did and who the bad guy was. Such a vivid imagination. But then, something happens as you become an adult. You get told no, reality strikes, limiting beliefs are either pushed onto you from other people or developed from insecurities that you have, and they're there. And we just stop dreaming, and we often live a life by default versus by design. And that to me is often due to not having this creativity and this imagination anymore. So the magic wand game is something that I do in my business when I talk to somebody about building residual income. I ask if you had a magic wand, what would you magically make your life look like? Like, what would that be? This is kind of like dreamlining, right? And the Tim Ferriss dreamline. You got to be honest with yourself, because sometimes I know even me, when I'm playing this game with myself, I will tamper myself. I will limit what my magic wand can do because I don't necessarily believe it's possible yet. Ask yourself that at first, but know that you may have to keep digging. But what that's going to do is, one, it's going to allow you to start dreaming again, like blue sky thinking. Anything is possible. It's going to open your eyes to what you really want, but allow yourself to go back into that child mind and to allow that creativity and that imagination to flow.
So, I'm reading this book, Kim, that you gave me called You're a Badass with Money or something like that by Jen, whatever the fuck it's called.
You are a badass with money.
Okay. Whatever. You get the idea.
Yeah.
It's by Jen Sincero or one of those. You'll find it.
Good job.
Okay. So I'd like to add one more thing to this level. So you may not have a problem coming up with what your magic wand idea is, but here's what happens. And forgive me for not having this completely worked out, so I'm going to bumble this a little bit. I'll do the best I can. When you have your idea for what you want to do, you're going to get some pushback. There are going to be some challenges, let's say, that are going to come up.
We like to call that resistance.
Resistance, perfect word. Okay, when that resistance comes up, be careful not to try and prove how you're right that it isn't going to work. And that is so easy to do. So you say like, I want to make $100,000 this year. And then XYZ resistance comes up and you go, see? The piece that I got from this is she said, as human beings, we want to be right. And so when we come up against a big goal, we have the best of intentions, right? We want to make $100,000 or $200,000.
That little horrible voice wants to be
right.
And
then we get the resistance and then we go, see, I told you. Because if you just say, see, I told you, you're proving yourself right and you don't have to rise above. So she says, insist, in the case of money, insist that you're going to be rich. Insist on it. Insist that that's going to happen and not give yourself any wiggle room. Okay, number two. Number two is what your circle of influence means in your life and the 3 ways that we have leveled up our circle. Okay. So
your mom was right.
Your mom was right.
Your
right?
peers are everything.
People you hang out with, your mother was like, I don't want you hanging out with that girl. You know that one. Marie.
Oh God. He's making a picture of in his head right now of exactly who Cecile said you can't talk to.
I don't want you with Marie Gabagool. You know what I mean? She's no good. I know this is my mother. She's no good. I knew she was no good.
She's from Queens.
But you've all heard this, kids. We are the average of the 5 people that we hang out with. And I have to tell you, Kim and I are in a place right now where we're hanging out with people that
are fucking amazing.
And we are leveling up our game. It is forcing us, if we want to be a part of that tribe, it is forcing so many areas of our lives, not just money, not just body. It's forcing us to not be gossipy, not be, just all of the things that you need to be to hang with this group because they'll tolerate it. They don't play in that world. And you're out of that world if you're the one that's negative thinking, a gossiper, not willing to act on the things that they just don't tolerate it. So the fastest way to make the change is to change the 5 people that you hang out with. Now, here's the thing. You're going to have people are attached to their friends. And the moment that you try and level up, the people around you are going to give you resistance and it's going to be an issue.
All right. So that actually is perfect segue into the 3 ways we've actually leveled up, because I get this question a lot. People are like, I just want to be surrounded by, motivated, happy, excited people that are doing cool shit. And how do I do that? So I tried to think of how we've done it over the past couple of years, and up-leveling your circle requires you to know what you want, right? Magic wand game, just talked about that. And then find the people that actually have what you want. Put yourself in their world.
And if I may add, go join a freaking mastermind. If you want to accelerate your growth, put yourself in the world of masterminds. And here's why. When you are hanging out, I'm off the heels of 3 days being in Los Angeles with my mastermind. When you're around 25 people that are playing big, you are immediately put into a new peer group that levels you up. And with the world of transparency now, they see everything you do. So I'm not going to be talking about how horrible Trump is on Facebook and having this group see it, because they're going to look at me and go, dude, just fucking get on with your life. Like, go after what it is that you're trying to create. So the point is that a mastermind is going to change the game and accelerate your growth so much quicker.
Absolutely. And whether it's a mastermind or events, like, you're going to find the people. That's where the people are that have the mentality, that have the same vision, the same goals, the same burning desire that you have. All right. So that's number one. Number two is what Rob was alluding to earlier. Be the person you want to attract. So if you don't want to be gossiped about, don't gossip. If you want to be surrounded by high vibing, hardworking, grateful people, guess what you need to be? You need to be that. If you are a complaining mofo, you've got to get real with yourself. And this is probably my biggest thing is constant complainers that don't think they complain. I want you to go, if you don't know that if you're a complainer or not, go back to your last 10 text messages you sent and just scan them and see if they began with complaints. Be that person that you want to attract. And then when you do attract new people into your tribe, into your circle, give. Don't try to get from them. Don't try to take. And if you are blessed to meet an influencer that has what you want, give.
And don't be afraid to cut the fat from your friendships. Look, I know that you've been friends with him or her since second grade. I get it. But if you want to level up in your life and they really are friends, then they're going to cheer you on. And you know what's interesting about this? I learned this from the book too. This is interesting. So when somebody says, I have this big goal and this is what I want to do. Okay, I'll give you an example. Have this big goal. I want to open a restaurant. Your close friends will say something to you like, yeah, I don't know, like 9 out of 10 restaurants fail. But Joey Boombots from across the street is going to go, rock on, dude, go kill it. Why is that? Because there's something with that person who's close to you that gets anxious if you're going to leave them.
Mm-hmm. And so you have to learn to differentiate, though, your best friend that maybe is playing devil's advocate, looking out for your best interest. Maybe it's their own personal shit versus the person that is actually draining your energy and holding you back from your dreams. So to use another example, this happens in weight loss all the damn time. I will work with someone, they'll lose weight, they'll create the body that they envisioned for themselves, the health that they feel amazing. And then they'll run into a friend and the friend will notoriously say, you look too skinny, or, some shit like that. And I'm like,
I don't want to be a size 2. Are you healthy?
Yeah. Like, you should eat something, eat a burger. And I want to punch that friend in the face because it has zero to do with, the accomplishment that the other person had and all to do with what they're looking at in the mirror. And that's being a selfish friend. So don't be afraid to let people go if they're draining your energy or holding you back from your dream. Lord knows we had to do that shit.
All right, Kim. So what's the number one key to playing bigger?
Action.
Action, baby. Action is the cure all. If you are in a place and you're like, I can't lose weight, I can't make any money, my relationship is not good, get into action. Do the wrong action, screw it up, because those wrong actions will lead to right actions.
Yes. And, keep it consistent, daily, massive action towards your dreams. And again, if you get the chance to meet an influencer, let's say you go to the Summit of Greatness, you get 10 minutes, in a little group with Lewis Howes, and he drops a knowledge bomb on you, you better take action on that and then report back to him. Shoot him a message and say, hey, Lewis, here's the tip you gave me. And I took action on it. And here was my result. Because there is nothing freaking worse than giving advice to people and people wanting advice from you. And then they don't actually do anything with it. We have a name for that. What's that called, Rob?
We call them ask holes. Okay. So don't be an ask hole. And please, we will ignore you if you ask us a question more than 3 times. If you keep asking us the same thing, we're going to deem you an ask hole.
Okay. Let's use proper grammar.
All right. So what is the overall lesson? The overall lesson is play bigger. Just play bigger. What's going to happen if you play bigger? Nothing. all you're going to do is play bigger. You only have upside potential. So I started with Chris Harder punching me in the face by telling me I'm playing smaller. I'm punching you in the face if you're playing smaller and telling you with all the love I have inside me, play bigger. That's it for this week. Remember, excuses are over. It's time to live. See you guys next week. All right. Thanks for listening. If you love this episode and you know someone that needs some help in either stepping up their work hard game or their play hard game, it would mean the world to me if you shared this podcast with them to help me get this movement out there. So if you like what you heard, head on over to iTunes, take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review, and I will be forever grateful. So until the next episode, excuses are over. It's time to live.